Hey there, Internet friends. This is Danielle Pierce, founder of Property Preservation Mastery, and of course, founder of Real Estate Profit Lab. As always, when you come into the room, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So, about me in a nutshell, I'm a 14-year full-time real estate entrepreneur. Laid off in 2007 from corporate America. Been in real estate ever since then. First few years kind of sucked. Last few years have been pretty great. I'm a homeschooling mom to three baby geniuses. I actually consider myself a world schooler. So there's that. And again, primary area of expertise is property preservation. So why am I here today? All right. So for the next few days, I'll be going live right at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, just to let you guys know about a new product that we offered, which is pretty dope. It's called Side Hustle Heavy. And essentially it's just a membership program for folks who are looking to generate an extra $1,000 or more. You know, you could do 3,000, 5,000, etc. But the minimum is $1,000 or more every single month in consistent recession-proof income. Just got to be a little bit computer literate, a little bit tech savvy, know how to get paid, electronically, and you'll be all good. So there's, a private Facebook group, a monthly detailed training that I'll be hosting every single month on one of the side hustles, and again, access to our phenomenal ebook, Baby Steps to Financial Freedom. So just head to sidehustleheavy.com to get more information about that. All right, so boom, this topic that we talk about today, being popular versus being paid. So I could spend a little bit of time here, right? I'm not gonna name any names because that would be petty and messy, and I am not petty and messy online, at least. Anywho, I wanted to do this video because I think that given the prevalence of social media and how quickly you can become, a viral sensation or become popular or become poppin', or hot in the streets, as they say, the digital streets, that is. I think it's important that you know that you could have a lot of followers. And by a lot, I mean hundreds of thousands and, a million followers, right? You could have all of that and still not actually make any money. You could have all of that and still, make very little money. And, I ain't gonna say a lot of them, a lot of the people, but, more than a few of them, more than the fair share of them, I should say. They're not making any money and they don't know how to convert those followers into dollars. So just because a person has hundreds of thousands of followers does not mean that they have hundreds of thousands of dollars. There was a story that came out, I think sometime last year, about a girl who had a couple million followers on Instagram. And she put out a t-shirt because a lot of people like to create t-shirt lines because they think it's easy money. And she put out the t-shirt and I think she said she only sold two. And she was in a state of disbelief and shock. Like, oh my gosh, I only sold two. I thought I was going to be rich. Like, I got 2 million followers. If each follower spent $1, that's $2 million, right? But unfortunately, that's not quite how things work. And people will follow, just based on the fear of missing out. Like, that's a very real thing. So you always have to keep that in the back of your mind with whatever you're doing, whether that's property preservation, whether that's something else. I think that's really a large part of the reason why I've always geared towards things that are really not more non-traditional. Like, I'm not really big into, or haven't been big into, doing partnerships and joint ventures and doing panels and working with a lot of people, just because from the inside, right, I've seen those things not necessarily have the payoff that I think that they should have. I've had plenty of talks or like failed joint ventures, I should say, with folks who had large followings, but either they just, couldn't sell anything, like literally couldn't sell water to a well. And primarily that's because those folks have not demonstrated any area of expertise other than just being popular. And so when that's your claim to fame, so to speak, then customers they don't quite know what to buy from you, if that makes sense. Like, well, I don't really know, what do you do? I mean, I see you and I see you're popular and I see that you're wearing all the right clothes and you're saying all the right things and you hang with all these celebrities, but I'm not real clear on what it is that you actually do. So I've always kind of geared towards things that are, I guess, just not as popular for that reason. So I don't necessarily know that our program is super popular. Matter of fact, it isn't. But what it is, my dears, is super effective, right? And that's always been the goal. So my goal is to create something that leads to impact, financial impact, and then of course the shifts in um, the mental thought process that you have to go through just in running a business, whatever industry that business happens to be in, right? So I'll just say this about popularity. I think that it's highly overrated. I don't think that that's a goal. I don't think you should dismiss it entirely because obviously people got to know about you, have to know you exist in order to buy from you, the know, like, and trust factor. But I don't think that that should be the overwhelming goal. I think the overwhelming goal, at least for me, again, it's impact and being able to say, you know what? I've helped launch so many hundred property preservation companies, right? And these aren't companies that I co-own because I'm not interested in that. I don't want to be folks to be tied to the hip with me where they can't move unless I move with them. Like I've never liked that business model. But I want to be able to say I've helped people launch these businesses. I've helped people acquire, these tax lien properties. I've helped, all these people just create enough money to pay a particular bill every single month. And that's with regard to side hustle heavy. So maybe they're using it to pay daycare, which is expensive as hell. We all know that. Maybe they're using it to pay private school or tuition or I don't know, just the light bill. Depending on where you live, the light bill could be a few $100 a month. But the money is consistent and it works, and it gives them that belief that, okay, if I'm doing this, I could potentially do more, right? I could potentially do more. If you're just coming in, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, please, and thank you. I'm Danielle Pierce, creator of Real Estate Profit Lab and Property Preservation Mastery. That is our primary area of expertise. Howsoever, Side Hustle Heavy is a new offering we put together, which is freaking amazing. And to get more information on that, you should just head to sidehustleheavy.com, right? And then going back to popularity, I want to make this point too as well. My goal, you know, has been to make more money from what I know than what I do. So we'll talk again about property preservation in this example. So I've been doing that since 2013, done just around $2 million a year in revenue over those, 7 years or so working in property preservation. It's not bad, right? But then last year we did $1 million in revenue just from the online course itself. And my goal all along was always to make more from what I know than actually working in the field. And I really think that that should be the goal for more people. But in our community, especially, and for many folks, we have this obsession with, hard work and slaving, working ourselves to the bone, or working ourselves to death, or working ourselves into a state of anxiety or depression or fear, whatever the case may be. So we just we don't get to the point where we think big enough to say, you know what? I know all of this stuff. Like some of y'all are just brilliant. You know all this shit in your head, right? Things that the average person doesn't know, but you just don't feel comfortable putting it out there and putting a price tag on it because you're not taught that that is acceptable. So allow me to be the one to tell you, my friends, that that is acceptable, right? And if you're and really that just still ties into why we created Side Hustle Heavy, because for many people they just need small quick wins in order to see some money coming in, to build their confidence up, to continue on down that path of being a full-time entrepreneur. Maybe you not decide you not want to be a full-time entrepreneur. Maybe that's not your lane. But again, the goal is to get yourself out there just to kind of see what you're capable of outside of, a traditional 9-to-5 setting, right? At least that's what what I would recommend if you're scared. So again, the goal for me has been impact. The goal for me is changing people's lives and their financial trajectories, far more so than just being popular and doing a bunch of live streams and doing a bunch of virtual summits and meetings and talking to people. Like the goal is to create impact. My partner Thomas, he has sent me a message one day. We were talking about these guys who are going to the moon and they were spending $55 million a piece to be on like the first mission to the moon or somewhere in space. And I was just like, damn, they got an extra $55 million to just go into outer space. Like that's what they're doing. And it just really forced me to think like, wow, like that is a big leap from, in terms of my thought process about what I can do, what I am capable of, and what I've, accomplished so far. That's a big deal. And Thomas was like, well, I just want to impact Earth. I was like, okay, that's I don't know that I've ever thought about it that way. Like I've always, I guess I thought too small. He's like, I want to impact the planet. So again, it's just something for you guys to think about. Um, Impact over popularity, being paid over popularity. I think that is a far more lucrative and logical goal for many of you. And again, real quick, to get more information about our membership offering, which I hope that you will, consider joining us and so that we can, obviously get to the other side of this. Just head to sidehustleheavy.com, take our quiz to see if it's going to be a good fit for you. Again, you just got to be a little bit tech savvy, a little bit computer literate, and be someone who is in need of a 4-figure income stream that is consistent and recession proof. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same place. Please tune in, like, subscribe, share the video, tag a friend next time if you have not done so already. And in the meantime, as always, sending you love, light, peace, blessings, grace, and clarity. All right. Bye-bye.